are we today? Welcome back into the greenhouse. If we haven't met already, I am Sam. I'm your plant collector in Melbourne. And I have to start and apologize because it's raining. You probably can hear it in the background. Apologize for that. There is some amazing new products from Dr. Greenthumbs, and I'm sure if you've read the title already, you know exactly what it is. It is this interesting, incredible stuff called MAB Grow. So I met up with Scotty about I'm going to say a month ago at the rare plant market, and he had shown me and sent me some amazing MAB Grow. I have heard so many incredibly good things about this that I could not wait to try and test it and experiment with my plants and see what this stuff is actually all about. Short for Mineral Aeration Blend. And as you can see in the packages there, it's got some beautiful colors, minerals in there. So here is the 8 liter, so that's kind of the littler version, and I've also got, whoa, this is so heavy, 15 liter one just here. So this video is going to be doing a little bit of a demonstration of me putting my plants into MAB Grow, and additionally I will be having an interview or a Q&A with Scotty, Dr. Greenthumbs himself, just to pretty much dive into what MAB Grow is, what it does, and all the benefits that it has on your plant. But seriously, let's dive into it. There is actually a lot of plants that I want to put into MAB, and these plants have suffered from root rot. I want to experiment with the different types of plants or different genuses. So I'm going to be doing Anthurium, Philodendron, and a Syngonium. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I am mostly just going to be doing littler plants. I'm not going to experiment with a big plant just yet. I'm going to see how this goes. There are 2 different types of MAB. So we've got the thinner, more smaller, finer milled one, and there's like the chunkier mix, and I plan to use the chunkier mix for my bigger plants if it goes well. But for now, I'm going to show you all the plants that I'm going to be transferring over to MAB. So I've got this gorgeously cute Philodendron Jose, which I got in from the amazing Darcy. Yeah, I'll be putting that in MAB. I have a lot of smaller Anthuriums that are struggling at the moment. My Anthurium Crystallinum X luxurians struggled from root rot 3 times, and it is still here, and it is looking very, very sad. So I don't feel like it's going to die per se, but I'm going to just chuck it in MAB Grow. I've got this cutie Syngonium Milk Confetti. I have this Anthurium as well, and it got attacked by thrips. They're no longer an issue now, but you can see that like orangey browning effect just there. And last but not least, I thought I would give this one my beautiful silver hybrid. I think that people tell me that it looks like a Doriaki or a Anthurium silver, but I honestly just don't know, and I think it's really pretty. Do one of my favorite little crystallinums here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different plants that Sam's going to be transferring into MAB today. So I got me bucket. Yep, root rot. And because all of these plants have had root rot, I am going to be disposing of the soil, but we've got some healthy roots at the top, so I am still hopeful that this thing will survive. So as you can see here, I have a very much so root rotted plant. I am not too worried. I think this can be salvageable. I may have to cut off a leaf just so that it stays alive, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to put it into a new pot here, and it's going to grow with MAB Grow. So I'm just going to put some on the bottom. So that is one done. And you know what? I love that this stuff is heavy because it's literally keeping that plant in place so well. It is actually really heavy. I'm going to give this one a water. I'm just going to do all of my other plants. I am going to be so excited to see what happens with these roots. Another one done and dusted. Would you just look at those healthy roots? Amazing, amazing. And last but not least, I have my Philodendron Jose Bueno. And there is Mr. Jose Bueno in there. So we have successfully converted about 2, 4, 6, 7 of my plants. So that was quite the fun little repot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the inserts of me and Scott's conversation or Q&A. And we have Scotty here from Dr. Greenthumbs. Welcome, Scott. How you doing?
Hey, good, Sam. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. So for those of you that don't know, Scott is in Sydney currently, and he is the Dr. Greenthumbs. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your business?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been going now for approximately 6 years, creating our own different sort of blends of liquid fertilizers, also dry fertilizers, potting soils, a whole heap of stuff, really. You just got to really jump on drgreenthumbs.com.au and you can see it all, check it all out, and Sam's website as well. So, yeah.
So let's get on to the nitty gritty, because I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are coming onto this video that have so many questions for you, and in particular for MAB Grow. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your product and MAB?
Yeah, sure. So our new product, MAB Grow, the reason we came up with it or started even experimenting with the idea was a lot of our customers were having issues with their passive hydro, mainly being poor plant growth, slow plant growth, slow root growth, lots of pathogens, just issues that were really sort of getting them down, when it comes to their expensive plants. So why we developed the MAB Grow was a lot of the issues that customers have are completely removed. It holds the perfect amount of oxygen for the root zone, so you can never overwater.
That is literally like a dream come true for me, because I overwater notoriously.
I'm pretty sure everyone does, even if they don't mean it. If you're in a rush, or you got kids and the kids are always watering your plants for you or something like that, it's gets a little bit problematic. So like, obviously you can still drown your plant. I'm not saying that you want to leave your plant in a bucket of water in the MAB Grow, but providing that like you're watering like regular soil and just leaving a shallow dish of water down the bottom, you really can't overwater the plant.
Amazing. And without spoiling too much, like, what is particularly in that blend, without sharing the secret?
Yeah, sure. So like we will be honest with everyone, like, we don't give the recipe out, but everything that's in it comes off our website, so for the last 5 years you've been able to sort of put the blend together yourself. A lot of customers have sort of stumbled across it themselves as well. But what is it? It's a blend of Australian sourced horticultural minerals.
Amazing. So good. And I love that it's Australian sourced so much. Also, Scotty, how does MAB actually work?
Exactly like a potting soil, but without all the issues. So I know that sounds really simple. When we do a workshop, it's half of me in the workshop is, that's how simple it is, guys. It's there's really no secret to it. Basically, as long as you're washing off 90 to 95% of the organic matter off the plant roots, transferring it into the soil, you're just going to treat it like a regular potting mix. In some environments, it will dry out quicker than a soil. In other environments, it will retain moisture a lot more than soil.
Okay, yeah. And so that's pretty much just your humidity, the temp, all that stuff, how much sun it's getting, yada, yada, yada.
Airflow is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Airflow is a really big one. So, but the one thing that we find is, if it does dry out for a prolonged period of time, the plants don't suffer. They don't stress, like a bone dry soil.
Amazing.
A lot of the, I'm going to try and hold it up to the camera, it's going to be hard.
Go for it.
A lot of these minerals that we use, you can think of them like mini sponges. So even though it might look completely dry, inside all those microscopic holes is still a moisture content. A great home for things like microbes, you know, in the root rods to live. It'll also actually hold fertilizer and release it back to the plant as it's needed as well.
What is the biggest benefit from using MAB over like your soil?
I know I keep saying it, but you can't overwater. You honestly just cannot overwater. The second biggest benefit for the customers we have an everyday contact with anyway, is there's no fungus gnats anymore.
Oh my God, yes! Which has been huge. The next one is, how do you use it? If you can go through like step by step, how you would hypothetically move a plant in soil into the MAB?
Yeah, sure. It's so simple. We don't need to spend much time on it. You grab your plant, you take it out of the pot, you give it a good massage, then you start like hitting the root ball on your hand just to really get all the dirt out. Then you put it in MAB Grow. It's that simple.
So wait, you don't really necessarily have to like water down the roots or get rid of all of the soil.
If you've got, you know how there's, I don't know, like I see it from the wholesalers all the time. There's this like real peaty mix that they do.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't pull off the roots at all, you know. So with that, yeah, put it in a bucket of water. You know, but if you've got 95% of the potting soils on the market, you know, where you're purchasing a plant is going to be pine based. And most of that just comes straight off the roots. Guaranteed.
Perfect.
You know
all right,
what I mean?
super simple. Can you use nutrients or fertilizer with this, and how does it go about? Does it change anything in comparison to if you were fertilizing or using nutrients in soil?
Not really. Basically, we're just doing it once a week, you know, standard fertilizer. We use our green space liquid on our passive systems, you know, where I'm hand watering, such as the passive pots, which are our net pot bucket combos. And then if I do have an active system, I'm actually using, shout out, GT Optimum. I find it to be very effective. I'm a 2-part guy. That's just the old school in me. 1 part. I know I sell 1 part, but I love 2-part. Just trying to
just feel more like a chemist. Old school.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just maybe where my knowledge is at. I think 2 parts are better, but the 1 part foliage focus is fantastic as well. A lot of customers are using that.
And I think that it is honestly the best combo. Dr Greenthumbs and GT stuff are honestly the best shit.
Yeah, like you can't argue that these guys know how to put together a good ionic nutrient. You know, it's good that it works, and the exciting thing is not only are we friendly, you know, as businesses, but we actually can see, you know, that using, you know, a top quality ionic nutrient mixed with a top quality organic nutrient, such as the green space and the root roids, is actually yielding results. Depends on a lot of things. I just went through yesterday and gave everything under grow lights a full spring feed. Not everyone has this capability of grow lights and keeping things from going dormant. If your plants are going dormant, do not feed high nitrogen foods. Correct. So something too high nitrogen green space would count. Any sort of, you know, grow based nutrient would count. Basically the plant just isn't utilizing it. It's hormonal internals are shooting this way and you're sending it that way. you know, like if you need to water your plant still and it looks like it's struggling, Ocean Grown is a brand that we offer, and we've got a kelp version.
Any other like
So
tips and tricks that you can give to the viewers at home about MAB?
don't stress. It's that simple. You know, just get into it, water your plant straight away, give it a good feed. You know, that's all I can recommend. One thing I did want to touch on, because we notice a really big improvement in growth here, is pH adjustment of your water. So when using you know, hydroponics, you do want to use a pH adjusted water to, you know, pH 6, 6.5. You do that, you know, just using some pH down in a simple test. But what that will do is, especially if you're using an ionic nutrient, it doesn't matter so much using an organic nutrient with the root roids, it'll buffer itself. But if you're gonna use this way, I do suggest you invest in a $30 pH test kit and just pH adjust your water. It'll cost you $40 for the full kit and the pH down, and then because if you're feeding your plants, you know, like $3 worth of fertilizer, if it's not in the right pH, your plants are not taking any of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to explain to people that don't necessarily have a background in like the chemistry of it all, why you need to do that?
If people want to have a Google, you know, just press pause, Google this real quick as well. Nutrient uptake pH. That graph is pH from acid to alkaline, and then all the different elements such as nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. It will also, as it slides along, show you the availability of all those nutrients. So what we find, what they've found out for the last 70 years is that a pH of 5.8 to 6.4 in a hydroponic growth is the best.
Scotty, thank you so much for taking the time to do this little interview.
No, thank you for wanting me to walk you through it. Hey, it's really appreciated.
Of course.
So no, thank you.
No, my pleasure. So I'll leave you to it. I'm sure that you are super busy and have lots of things to do today. But thank you again, and hopefully I will chat to you sometime soon. Maybe we'll do another Q&A.
Absolutely, mate. Anytime, would love to.
Yeah, sounds good. See you, Scotty.
Okay, see ya.
For everyone out there that may be considering moving your plants into MAB, don't have to be like me. I'm doing 6 plants. You might only want to do 1 plant and experiment with that and see how that goes. And if you find that your personal collection or your personal environment or your plant's requirements actually suit MAB Grow, I personally don't think that you should convert all your plants into MAB straight off the bat, because you just never know. Keep that in mind. If you do want to try MAB, maybe try one of your cheaper plants that you're not super duper in love with. So that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching and spending more time in the greenhouse with me. I will definitely keep you informed and give you more updates in a couple of weeks. Until then, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah!